Capricorn. Come along with me. This is your week ahead tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. This is a message for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. This is an energy reading, Capricorn, so it is going to come to you when it's supposed to come to you, when you call it in. This channel is filled with thousands of them. So whatever reading here calls to you, it's yours. There's something there that you're meant to hear and you need to hear. If you are looking for a personal reading, I do those. You can go to my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com, to choose the service that's right for you. You can book and schedule over there. This is for Capricorn energy. Oh, there's something very stuck here. This is not the general way the cards behave. This is something very stuck, and it seems to be, yeah, they're not coming out. So let's start with what we've got. Sometimes that's going to actually help us move forward. Tend to the small things. This isn't a really great card when it's upright, but in reverse or on its side, something has definitely flattened you and it's stuck. What is it? It's a lot of little things. That's why we have tend to the small things. So something that you're experiencing in your energy right now, there is a blockage that has been built up over time with the accumulation of a lot of little things that has created a big thing that is impeding your progress. I was going to say your essence, because I do feel like this is an energetic stuck. It's an energetic clog. I need more information, but it's so stuck that the energy is not even calling out to me. We got something here. Okay, so it's about goals and aspirations. You want something big. You want something beautiful. You want something bold. You definitely want outward success. But there is a stuckness here, a build-up, I think, because you think if you address it, you'll lose the success or the associated success. And that is actually not the case. I think you're actually curtailing or limiting the amount of success that you have because you are allowing things to build up instead of addressing them. We have sweet results await. That's beautiful energy. But I feel this conflict between these two energies. Little things have been building up. They have been accumulating, and ultimately, does it end up in success? I think that yes, you end up successful, but it doesn't. No, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. What I am reading is that there is a buildup here in order to maintain the appearance of success. It's almost like whatever is blocked is holding up the poster of what you want to be seen as. So it is in some ways a falsehood. Underneath, however, you cannot fool yourself. There is something here that has been accumulating, but ultimately you feel like you have to keep accumulating it because you know the facade is now so important. And so it's almost become a daily chore to maintain what you know should collapse in order to liberate the energy and build in a healthy fashion. I don't like when this comes out. This is not a good energy. Could this mean breakthrough? I don't know. I've got to trust my instincts. I want to dive deeper. Let's not try that deck again. I got a pull toward the moon card, so let's check out the Moonology deck and see what have you got for Capricorn that they need to know. Haha! This has to do with family. This has to do with your home life. First card that came out. Full moon in Cancer. So there's something here with the family that needs to pop, that needs to open up, that you have You know, it's almost like you've been contributing, hoping that it builds up to success, but at great sacrifice to the happiness, the family unit. This has been a build up. This is an energy of it's got to pop, it's got to come out. Something, a personal issue reaches resolution. This week, it's happening, and it's happening because it wants to heal. That's the good thing. It wants to get the pus out, surrender to the divine. This is another full moon. Guess when all this energy is coming at you? It's coming at you at this Aries full moon. On the 29th, we have a full moon in Aries. And for those of you, especially those of you born at the beginning of Capricorn season, your natal suns will be square to this energy. So I'm telling you this, guys, 100%. Now, for those of you born toward the end of Capricorn season, this is not going to be square to you. It's actually going to be almost sextile for some of you. So it could provide absolutely an opportunity. Either way, for both of you, I can confirm this is for all. Okay, let me just clear out the astrology. If you want the astrology, go to Astrology Motivation, because I do a full breakdown for all 12 zodiac signs each week. So what I'm saying is this full moon is in Aries, and so a moon in Aries is already very dynamic and very pop-offish and angry and explosive. It's got to do with those kind of emotions that need to be released, and it's a great time to release those more angry, volatile emotions. Well, if they're interacting with your natal suns, guess what? There's going to be a big pop and a release. And I think that you really have been diligent here. This is what I see with the cards. You have been very diligent here, trying to secure, especially the family. This is clearly personally very important to you. And so you have an admirable goal as to why you've decided to, you know, just keep patching it up, investing, because you know it will accumulate. But no, you are very pissed at something. There is something here that needs to fucking explode. And ultimately, Capricorn, as in control and in control and sensible as you always like to present, there does come a time when the most sensible thing to do is let that bitch blow. And you've got to do that this week, because the confrontation here, the implication here is that you have actually encouraged an unhealthy toxicity and called it success, or said you were doing it in the name of eventual success. But toxicity never actually leads to success. Even at one point, if it looks that way, if it feels that way, no, the toxicity continues to build. So, and I'm saying this to you, and there's some form of success here that is still being created at the point of from a toxic situation, and it is at this point this week that is going to explode. We have this full moon. You're done. You're finished with something. I think it's gone beyond head level. You haven't had it up to here. You've had it up to here. Like it's got to come out. But here's the good news, and this is actually all good news, is that it is going to come out. You have the opportunity to let it come out and to not feel like a failure. I think it's more that the universe is going to take over and crash through. And ultimately, you would have never done that yourself. But in some level, I think it's exactly what you need. And you know that that is exactly what you need. It's saying go with this flow. Trust this full moon. This full moon energy is all about anger. It's all about angst. It's all about being pissed off. And it's all about really believing in something and fighting for something. And so you're not giving up the fight, Capricorn. You're not ending the fight or ending your belief or faith in it. You're just calling it out for what it is, and now you're demanding it to be all that you expected it to be, instead of just you having to plaster it with paint and make it look that way. It's like, if it really is worth the investment, if it really is, then you should be able to let this bitch blow. You should be able to let it go and be fine on its own, and that should be it. That should be it. This is the time when you actually see, can this ship actually float, or is it the Titanic that I've just hyped up? You know what I'm saying? And this is the moment of truth, is what it is. And let it happen, is what the universe is saying. Let it blow, let it explode. This is part of the process of getting rid of what could have eventually been a time bomb. I don't think it's a time bomb now. I think to release that energy is to create success, or like momentum toward success. Let's get some new voices in here with these other cards for Capricorn, please. Yeah, there is a changing of the tide. And at this point, it's also very personal. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. You've got double success here. Yeah, so the world is here. So something outside of you has shifted, and that has enabled a great success to happen. I think that there was a lot of things that were, building up, causing issues, but there is a shift externally. In other words, a finish, a finale that enables an opening or a newness. And then the sun, it's like, yes, I've heard this. I just heard this. There is a resolution that has been reached that is going to enable an opening and a forward progress. This is exactly what you had wanted it to settle on. I don't know what fight or what discourse you were engaged in. All I know is that this is a happy ending. Happy as in what you would consider a successful, what you would consider having come out correctly on the other end. Okay, so this is an end to suffering, an end to pain, but definitely it marks an ending. I just got to see more of these cards here. Knight of Pentacles means that the energy is going to start moving slowly. The pickup is not going to be fast or immediate. Well, it may be immediate, but it will not be profound. This is a slow drip. This is pedantic. This is go slow on the other side of this finality. Don't rush into things. Or if it's financial for you, money is going to start trickling in. It is not something that you should be rushing into, or, ultimately as soon as I get it, I spend it. No, this is about slow and steady wins the race. We have the High Priestess here. I think consciously you know that even though this break comes through, on the other side of it, it's going to take time to get momentum. But this is also karmic, like cosmic timing, and you're worried. So there is some frustration here. Even though there is a successful breakthrough, you're worried about how long is it going to take for the toxicity to clear out and for everything to really get back online. I get it. Like there is that sense of, okay, once the breakthrough has happened, once the explosion has happened, once all the toxicity is released, we still have all of this mess out in front of us to pick up and rebuild. And that is going to still go slow. So there is still a concern even on the other side of the success. This went well. It ended up blowing up, but it's exactly what we needed. But the rebuild, what was it? I think it's a line from Hamilton. It's like forming a country is I'm paraphrasing, but it's like forming the country was the easy part. Now try running it. That's kind of what you are. And so you stand on this precipice of, I got to jump off. You jump off, the explosion happens. Great. But now there's the rest of the journey. And ultimately there still seems to be some concern here with, okay, but we still have, we reached this benchmark, we reached this milepost, but we still have such a long way to go. So there is still some concern here, but what is the primary concern for? This is what I really need to understand. What is the primary concern for? If we can get to the bottom of that, maybe we can get to something productive. The primary concern is the dedication to the work? Or will I even stay interested when I know that even on the other side of this rough patch, it's still difficult? It's interesting. It's almost like moment of truth. It's almost like that's what it is. I gotta call a spade a spade. You have somebody you're dealing with has all these high aspirations, right? But it's almost like this huge challenge up front was only a distraction. Getting through that was nothing because there was so much hype and spin around it, or there was so much building up. It had to explode. Okay. On the other side, now we still need the pedantic work. We still need the dedication. Will that live up to all the hype? Not really knowing or being certain. We have Knight of Cups here. So this is about proceeding in faith and a decision to move forward out of sheer love, a proclamation of love for something or interest in something. Eight of Pentacles does imply that there is, hard work to be done. Reflection on hard work, or getting back to working hard and doing the daily grind. The Star card is here, so there's aspirations or wishes. Okay, so in terms of the way it looks now, what I'm saying, okay, in terms of the way it looks now, there is still this momentum of progress. Momentum of, I still want this still looks good to me. Mutable moon. So this is not fated. This is absolutely free will determinant. And you need to know that about yourself, about the situation, or about whoever is involved in it with you. This is not fated. This is free will determinant. What comes out of it is not set in stone. It's really, in other words, now you realize now is when you actually go through the gate. Making it to the gate was the big triumphant battle. Now the gate is, it's almost like, the wedding, leading up to the wedding, and the wedding's this big thing, but are you prepared for the marriage? Because this is where you really enter the truth of the situation, and whether it's going to be successful or not, or this person or you are going to be successful or not, is really not set in stone. From this point on, it all depends on the level of commitment. However, what have we learned from the situation? And that's, I think, what this is all happening here. And to deny the fear, to deny the worry, is what makes things build up and explode. So proceeding forward, how do we do it in a more self-actualizing, self-realizing way? Let's go to the extended, guys. I will see you there.